Hey guys, this is B2 Thomas Gray here with a review of SpongeBob Comics. SpongeBob SquarePants Annual 2007. First, of course, we've got fact files. And then we've got our first comic strip. SpongeBob goes on vacation to the beach, but flips over a muscular tough guy and gets flattened by him, and then the muscular tough guy becomes the new fry cook at the Krusty Krab. Puzzles with Patrick, Pongo S, SpongeBob, which is an anagram puzzle. How to draw Patrick. Which Gary's different? Number 3. He's saying meow really quietly. Jokes, fill in the blanks. Join the dots and connect the lines. Mime after mime. Squidward sees John Lobster and gives SpongeBob lots of impossible tasks, and then becomes just like SpongeBob, but is injured in a hall of mirrors. And then he says maybe it's Squidward, the real Squidward. Patrick thinks Homer's deranged. Patrick thinks Sandy is breaking her seahorse, but that just means to teach her to wear a saddle and carry a rider. They try to save the seahorse, but it ends up breaking SpongeBob. Then you get a spot the difference and a count the cactus puzzle. Home Sweet Rock. SpongeBob breaks Patrick's house and places they search for what is a rock show, Stonehenge, and Mount Rushmore. In the end, they get a rock from the pet shop. You can then draw plankton and count how many planktons there are with hair and find the one without hair. Then in night school, SpongeBob has a nightmare about wearing his underpants at school, but in reality he's not wearing anything. Ice cream cone. SpongeBob and Patrick look for an ice cream cone, and it turns out that Patrick was using it as a doormat for the past 3 months. Sandy cheeks. A cactus rips a hole in Sandy's airsuit, so she gets a jellyfish to suck out all the water. And in Squidward tentacles, a jellyfish annoys Squidward while playing the clarinet, but it turns out jellyfish can play instruments, so Squidward has a jam session with them. Puppet theatre. SpongeBob and Patrick are practicing what they would say if the Flying Dutchman popped out of their fridge. They then come up with the idea of a puppet show, but when creating a puppet of Squidward, at Squidward's recital, everyone commands him to hit someone with a clarinet. And then the Flying Dutchman pops out of his fridge! SpongeBob sneaks through his day off in barnacles and gets covered in barnacles. After a few failed attempts, Mr. Krabs gets the barnacles off by telling him of a soup of the day barnacle soup. I also drew a Dinosaurus, and then mounting Fever. SpongeBob climbs Bishop Peak, but first they get a balloon for somebody, and then SpongeBob's feet melt the mountain, and it turns out that the real first one to get there was the kid. More puzzle with Patrick. Which one of these 6 jigsaw pieces completes it? Which season does this picture show? 1, 2, what comes next? Can you find SpongeBob? Location, location, location. Which one's the odd one out? Number 1. The other ones aren't Patrick's size. And what do you get if you add all these? 14. And finally a quiz. Bye!